back to the ABC of EDC with me, Rick Flatt, your host through everything, everyday carry. Although really mainly just watches lately. I guess that's just the way it goes. And it's no different today. In this unsuspecting little wooden box is a great watch from a French company, a bespoke, handmade, designed by the customer that bought it. Beautiful little watch. And to celebrate this auspicious occasion, I'm going to give you the chance right now, if you haven't already, to like, subscribe, press the little bell icon, and then you can join us every week on our little journey and shorts and behind the scenes videos, all that sort of good stuff. But without further ado, let's spin this thing around and let's get on with the review. So here we have a watch quite unlike any watch we've had on this channel before. A bespoke watch from a French company doing their own kind of thing. Nice wooden box that it comes in, just their branding on the front, Sartory Billard in text underneath. If you're a child of the 80s like me, this will remind you of like a box that Domino's came in, or the box when you had to go and get a ruler or a pen or rubber at junior school. It'll be on the teacher's desk. Anyway, you also get, other than just this box, a personalized letter. Every single person that specs up one of these watches from this company, and that's what you do. You start with one of their base models, and then you choose what do you want as far as options with the hands and the dial and movements and color and materials, and just many different ways that you can tweak and make this a truly bespoke watch that suits your personality. As a result, you get a personalized letter, which is good. I'm going to try my best to show you this letter, read parts of it, but without giving away my friend's name and address, which hopefully I should be able to do. So you get a letter here, both sides. I want to read you just a little portion of it, if you could bear with me. It says this right at the beginning here. I wanted to thank you for ordering a bespoke SB05, which is what this watch is. I love the design decisions that you took, the character and uniqueness of this watch that we made for you. Straight away, we're saying, look, we love this watch. We're proud of this watch, but this watch came from you, the consumer. This is the watch that you wanted. We followed your instructions and we built this thing for you. It says, this is not an industrial product. Every single piece of this watch is crafted one at a time. And unlike any major watch brand, we can name everyone who worked on your watch. This adding a truly personal value to this creation, all parts coming from France, Switzerland and Germany. Elsewhere in the letter he says, I also want to try and help dispel the myth of the all in-house watch. It sounds great, but apart from a very small handful of brands, it's just that, a myth created for marketing purposes. And he goes on in this letter to make sure that he lists out all the different people and companies involved in the creation of this watch, the people that made the casement, the people that made the movement, and he's very open about that. This is a bespoke design, but it is through partnership with people that it's created. Carries on, says a bunch of other stuff, and ultimately a little signed after greeting. It says here, I wish you a lot of pleasure admiring and wearing it. And then it goes on to give you the spec of the watch. But we'll get on to the spec in one moment. Let's open the box, shall we, and see what is inside. So you open it up straight away. You have a little card from the owner here, Armand Billard, just giving you his personal details. You want to text him, you can do that. And then here is a little guarantee. I'm not going to turn that over and show you the other side because it will, again, give away details about my friend and who he is. I should say at this point that it says, and let me just turn back to the letter because where is it here? It just says here, Nicholas Avonin makes the packaging box from locally sourced French wood. It doubles as a pen box once you receive the watch. I love that. I love that. You can just put whatever you want in here, man. What should we put in there? Let's put this thing to. I think that's too big, that pen. What can we put in here? I haven't got anything to put in here. This is embarrassing. 1 second. Yes, I can confirm it works very well as a box for your pens. If we then open up this this silk square, which we are told, if we go back to the letter, excuse me, the Parisian Artelier Beauvoin makes the silk pocket square that wraps the watch and will also be an elegant touch on a costume. So if you've got a costume, I guess you can use it as a pocket square or something. You can make use of this little bit of silk that the watch is wrapped in. Again, nice touch. Very franche, very franche. Let's move on to the watch itself. Let me open this little letter here, off to the right, just so I can read you out the spec. And we're going to do a lot of B-roll on this watch because there's so much going on. I'm going to miss it if I just try and do it on this one camera. Case diameter of this watch. This is a 38.5mm case. It's 8.5mm thick. Really thin. Beautifully thin, I'd say, with those lugs that just drop right down and give you, it really clings to your wrist in a beautiful way. Anyway, carrying on. I've got a lug to lug of 45.5. Anything that's like 45mm lug to lug often is great for wrists small and large. It has a water resistance of 50 meters, which isn't a lot. But look, man, you ain't going swimming with this. You're not going swimming with this watch. That's not what it's about. There's no screw down crown here. The movement, and I'm going to say a lot of French words wrong during this review, so bear with me and just deal with it. The movement is a manual Le Jupereau, reference 7380, 3 Hertz, 90 hours power reserve, 21 joule, no hacking seconds. But yeah, great little movement. And if we look on the back, we'll see that movement here. And again, I'll do some proper B-roll and let you have a good little look-see-loo at this. Sapphire case back, sapphire glass on the front, and also sapphire glass within the dial, which we'll get into in a minute. There is a small plate on the back as well, just up here, and we'll zero in on that, which you can have engraved. My friend has had engraved on here the golden heart, which I'll talk a little bit about in a while. Let me break down a few details about this watch dial, because it is very interesting, and I just like the watch dial. I thought it was gorgeous, but as my friend explained what he had decided to have done, it really kind of opened up the world of this dial to me. There are essentially 3 sections of this dial: an outer ring with the numerals on, an inner circle there made of meteorite, and then at 6 o'clock there, that little golden sub-seconds. And then obviously it's a standard 3-hander, nothing else going on. There's no date. Down at the very bottom here, let me move the hands to a more watch review friendly position. I like the fact there's no date. I like the fact there's no fuss on the dial. It doesn't tell you anything about the water resistance or anything else you need to know. It keeps it very, very simple. But it's not simple. Let's deal with this outer ring, if you like, where the numerals are. This is very interesting. There is a pattern that you see as you look through the numerals. You see beyond it that pattern, and forgive me for not remembering the name of that pattern. It's terrible. I'm supposed to be a watch reviewer. But you need to understand, on the outer ring, it's in 2 parts. The portion underneath with the pattern has been machined. And then that's been overlaid with this circle of sapphire glass, upon which those numerals have been applied. That outer track has been applied. So it's hard to catch on video. I'll try, but in person, you can at times see, oh yeah, there's a separate piece of sapphire glass within the dial itself. Moving on to the middle section, this is beautiful meteorite. And again, when that thing catches the sunlight, man, it's gangster. Obviously, meteorite comes in all sorts of colours, I imagine. I don't really know what a meteorite from Mars or Jupiter looks like, but they ain't this blue. That has been chemically treated to get to this beautiful blue. Mate, it is something else. And then down at 6 o'clock, we have that beautiful little sub-dial. Again, had the same finishing as that outer track. There's not much else going on the watch, but that's quite a lot, to be honest with you. Those hands are gorgeous. They are really beautiful. Again, I believe they're titanium, and then obviously the gold tipped. And mate, in person, they look sharp enough to take out a cat's eye. They really do. The case itself has got some beautiful finishing with polished accents on the lugs. Matte, kind of brushed or blasted accent on the sides of the case. You turn it over, it is polished outside of the sapphire glass display back. Very, very nice. The crown has got some polished kind of accents to it. Again, very, very nice. Let me talk to you a little bit about this strap. It's got a lovely buckle on the end. Again, the Sartory Billard branding in full effect. I do like it when companies integrate things cleverly like this. Now, I'd love to give you a wrist roll and show you this watch, but unfortunately, my friend has a wrist which is, slightly smaller than, an otter or sort of some sort of water-bound vole, where I can't really get it on my done up. I can get it on just enough to do that, but I can't actually do it up. So this is the nearest I'm going to get to be able to show you what this watch is like on person. I was going to hire a small child but I hear that's illegal now, so I won't be doing that. But it's lovely, slips under the wrist super easy with that 8.5, contours beautifully to your wrist. Just a lovely thing to wear. And this watch strap, even though I can't get it done up properly, is very comfortable. A couple of things about this though. This isn't the original watch strap that was on the watch. My friend actually had this separately produced by, again, Jean Rousseau. They have offices in Paris, New York and London. And he went to Bond Street, I believe, in London, and had this produced, this beautiful alligator skin, proper real alligator skin strap. It has curved lugs, quick release there. And you can see the handmadeness, because actually it looks kind of like not quite, it looks roughly finished, but it's not roughly, that's handmade. I mean, look at this strap. This strap here, man, on the old Not Hammy. This was 13 quid off of Amazon, and it serves its purpose because this is a beta watch. 13 quid, but you can see it's kind of a bit sketchy. This loop is a bit too big for the other, compared to the other one and all that, but does the job. Whereas this thing, with its contoured lugs, really helps the watch fit beautifully. And you should understand something that my friend had to point out to me, because I didn't see it at first. Well, I saw something, but I didn't quite understand. The thread used is 18 karat gold. That thread you can see it on the back of that little strap there. That is 18 karat gold thread. He wouldn't tell me how much the watch strap was. I think it was probably quite a lot. It's 700 quid, 800 quid, who knows. A hefty old price. It's very light in hand. I don't know how much it weighs. It feels very light. Manual wind only, but that suits me. I like that. And that movement, I don't know a lot about this movement, but mate, it's a beautiful thing to behold. There's something about a movement with a very small rotor or no rotor at all, manual wind only, that just kind of, just classy, just uncluttered. What don't I like about this watch? I think the only thing I could say I don't like about this watch is just because it seems expensive and bespoke, and I'll be worried about dropping it and damaging it. I would be worried about all the normal things I'm worried about because I'm a clumsy klutz. But generally, it's fairly perfect. There's only one thing that I would say is a bit strange, and it's if I rub my finger on the inside of this lug here and here, it's actually sharp. It's a little sharp. Now you're pretty much never going to put your hand on the inside here, but I did when I was handing it, and I realized, oh, that's kind of sharp. There's no other sharp edges anywhere. It's all very, very nice. That's the only critique, and I'm reaching madly. And let's talk about some nitty gritty things. All told, I think this watch came in between 14 and 15,000 pounds. Is it worth that? I really don't know. It's a hard question to answer. I paid 28 quid for this, and I'm chuffed. 28 quid plus 13 quid for the strap. I'm not the person buying watches like this, but there are people who go and buy an off-the-shelf Rolex or a vintage watch, and they spend the same sort of money, but they're having to just deal with the design that's been designed, and they like it or lump it. There's nothing that of themselves they've put into it. Whereas this watch, or a watch like this, when you design it yourself, you spec it yourself, you put something of yourself into it. No one will have this watch. I like the fact my friend put a little plaque on the back of the engraving there. It says the golden heart, and I asked him about, where's the golden heart? Is it just to do with this subdial? And I think that's maybe part of it, but more than that, he is a man who believes deeply in God, lives his life trying to honor God, and thought about the character of King David from the Old Testament, and wanted to be a man after God's own heart. This is a great, great watch. Not for everyone, but someone doing this sort of work now, with this level of beautiful finishing, the bespoke nature of this watch, is something else, man. It's a conversation starter for sure. So there we have it, a Sartory Billard. Oh, actually, there is one thing I would say, and it's simply one thing: the name. I don't like this name. Now I know that this fella, right, Armand Billard, right? That's your name. I get that, and you want to live by your name. I get it. But just because it's your last name doesn't mean it's going to be a good name for your watch brand. My name is Flat, Flatt. I wouldn't call anything based on my last name. Wouldn't name anything after my name. And when my friend first told me about this, I couldn't remember the name, and I kept saying, "Oh yeah, when's the Sartory Billard come in? When's the Sartory Billard come in?" I couldn't get it. I couldn't remember it. It'd taken a long time and me constantly repeating it on this watch review to get it. It's the only thing I can critique, and it's such a small thing. I'm so petty, honestly. Sometimes in these reviews, don't you think I'm so petty? But that's all I've got. Just I don't like the name. A little bit sharp there. Everything else, beautiful, wonderful, love it. Great watch, the SB05 from Sartory Billard. A great watch designed by one of my great friends, and a unique, one of a kind in all of the earth. Beautiful watch. Hope you enjoyed that. Something a little bit different. Sorry if I've waffled a little bit. Sorry if I've got French all wrong. That's just the way it goes over here. You know what I mean? This has been the ABC of EDC, and I've been Rick Flat. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Later.